Hey you, it is me Emerson and welcome to the long form video of the Every Mixel's Ranked shorts. This intro is entirely unscripted. It's 11 o'clock at night, I really couldn't be asked to write anything. I am working on an upcoming video, by the way. I won't show you my screen, just because I want to keep it a surprise. But I thought I'd very quickly explain how I determined the ranking of the Mixel's tribes. So what I did was, first thing I did individually was I ranked the 81 Mixels themselves from best to worst. And then I found the tribe ranking by taking the position of where each of its members landed in my Every Mixel ranking, adding them together and then dividing them by 3 because every tribe had 3 members to get the average position. So I essentially used maths and stats to work out how to find it out. So when each tribe appears in the video, you will see a little number, which is their average. The higher the number, the worse. I don't want to say worse because none of them were really bad, but the higher the number, the not as good a tribe was, because it was the average ranking of their places. Now, you're probably thinking, what happens in the event of a tie? Well, there were actually a couple of ties. There were 2 ties in the tribe ranking for the average. So to break the tie, what I did was I looked at which tribe had the smaller gap between its best Mixel and its worst Mixel. So which tribe was more consistent overall. And yeah, that's pretty much how I found it out. Like I said, you'll see the numbers. And right at the end of this video, you will see that ranking of all 81 Mixels on your screen, so you don't want to go anywhere. I did say there was another announcement I wanted to make, and that was in regards to like Ko-fi and Patreon and those sort of thing. I'm not ready to commit to a Patreon yet, not because I don't want to, but because I'm not really at the point in life where I can commit so much time to this. But I think a Ko-fi is much fairer and better if you want to give me maybe like a one-off donation. All donations would be greatly appreciated, and they would go to things like getting a better camera, for example, because I'm recording this on my iPhone 12, which, despite being not a terrible iPhone, doesn't produce great film quality, honestly. Ko-fi does have the option to give you a recurring payment monthly. If you want to do that, that's totally up to you. I'm not going to stop you. If anything, I'm grateful for it. But you unfortunately won't get any perks, unlike with something like Patreon, because that's not what I'm using Ko-fi for. Ko-fi is for people who want to give a little bit and maybe that's it. So yeah, feel free to do what you want. I accept any and all donations. They go to things like getting better equipment. I'm currently filming this on my iPhone 12, which is not a bad camera, but it could be better. And so, yeah, that's all I have to say. Sit back and enjoy Every LEGO Mixel's Tribe Ranked in one place. Let's go. Welcome to Every LEGO Mixel's Tribe Ranked, Part 1. In 27th place, we have the Lixers. This tribe left the least impact on me. Spug, Tug, and Tungster, none of them have any cool playability features or interesting builds, so they didn't really break any new ground, and I feel like I have to put them in last place as a result. In 26th place, we had the Newsers. Screeno, Camster, and Mike, none of them really brought anything new to the table, and were pretty underwhelming tribe for the Mixels to finish on, but I did like their theme and their color scheme a little bit more than the Lixers, which is why they're ahead of them. In 25th place, we have the Orbitons. Rocket and Nixpert are actually not too bad, although I feel like they could have done with a little more playability. Not noticed what brings the tribe down though, with no playability or interesting builds at all, and like I said in the long video, his personality is way more interesting than his build. Honestly, this tribe's pretty boring all round. In 24th place, we have the Infinites Cousins, which is not a good sign. I don't really like the idea of cousins tribes in general. Meltus doesn't really have anything going for him, except the fact that he's clearly based on a T-Rex. Flamser's probably my favorite of the tribe because he's the most playable, and Bernard, well, we finally have a Mixel that can breathe fire. Yay! In 23rd place, we have the OG Frosticons. Sunbow's pretty cool, and I like his minifig heads. Lunk is so derpy, it looks great, lots of playability in the neck. I've grown to not really like Fleur. His build wasn't fun to put together, and it's just like not really fun to look at or play with, but it's not a terrible tribe at all. Number 23 is the OG Infinites. I'll never forget the first time I put the first ever Mixel Flame together and his beaky mouth just sticking with me. Volk's not terrible, but not much to say about him. Zorch is the best of the OG Infinites though. That one eyebrow piece with the handlebar, you can get so much expression out of it. It's great. Number 21 is the Mixopolis City Fire Department. Splasho, based on a fire hydrant, great, no notes. Awkward, a little bit unoriginal, don't really care for him. We've got so many flying Mixels. And Hydro, well, if he could roll along with his wheels, he would be so much better. And the mouth on him is also a little bit confusing as well. In 20th place, we have the Fang Gang. I like how deranged Chomley looks, but he could have done with an opening mouth. Gobbers are not terrible, but not one of the more memorable early Mixels for me, unlike Jug, who stuck with me for a very long time because of his threatening yet also kind of friendly design. But there was another Mixel that did it better. And the final tribe for part 1, number 19, the Cragsters. Crater loved the big hand, great, and the posability of the fingers. Seismo, pretty alright. I wish he could have had some more detail from the back, but I love his angry face. Shuff is my favorite because he just looks like a cute little walking rock. It's great. None of this tribe have any real standout features, but they're overall just rock solid, pun entirely intended. To be continued in part 2. Hey, if you're still watching, why not like, comment, share, and subscribe? I'm a small channel and it helps greatly. Back to the video. This is every LEGO Mixels Tribe Ranked, part 2. Number 18 is the Electroids. Tesla has the tail, which is a great playability feature. He can hold it and that's all cool. Not much to say about Zaptor. He's a little bit clunky and doesn't really do much. Volectro, however, the best Mixel of the tribe. That bush piece for his hair though is wonderful, and it's so great to get that piece in that color. He's got lots of movability in the arms as well. It's all great. In 17th place is another yellow tribe, the Weldos. Cram, pretty solid all round. The drill for the hand could have been a little bit better, I think, but he's not terrible. Forks is the best member of the tribe with the banana eyebrows and the spinning mouth, but I wish he had a little more going on in the arm department. Wazzo's not terrible, but I do wish he had more going for him as well. If anything, King Nixel, who comes with Wazzo, is more interesting than Wazzo himself. Number 16 is the Frosticon's cousins. Like I said, I don't really like the cousins tribes, but these guys are pretty solid. Krog's not terrible. Chilbo's fine. I do like the eyebrows though on him, but Snoof's easily the standout member of the tribe with his snowmobile look and his really posable neck. And just ahead is the final cousins tribe, number 15, the Glorpcorp cousins. Dribble, best member of the tribe with the glasses, really came together nicely. Gurgle feels like a poor man's Glomp, but he does have the Cubit, which is a pretty cool collectible piece. And Slosho's just sort of there. Like, I don't really know what you want me to say about him. In 14th place, we have the Flexers, and I love how each one resembles a different marine animal. Craw's pretty good all around. He's got a nice moving mouth, but I wish he could move into a ball like the description said. Tentro's pretty good, but his build was a bit repetitive, so I have to knock him points for that. Bulk was definitely my favorite member. He looks so derpy. He looks like a perfect hammerhead shark. There's just so much personality with him. It's great. In 13th place, we have the Wiztastics. Mesmo, wonderful build. Great wing pieces. Great decision to make his eyebrows wizard hats, and his little goatee gives him a little more something to remember him by. Magnifo's infamously my least favorite Mixel, and that hasn't changed. He's just got no standout pieces at all. Like, I can't think of a single interesting thing his build does. Wiz was, however, pretty solid. I love how he's got a moving upper and lower jaw, and 2 points of movement in the tail, and I remember just sliding him along my washing line with his hook. In 12th place is the Glow Keys, and I'm surprised this one ranks so high. Glowbird's pretty good all around. I love how you can use the wings to get a little more personality, like he's waving and stuff. The glow-in-the-dark eye, of course, is great. Vampos, I love those big teeth. He's got slightly smaller wings, but I wish his head could just move a bit more. Boogly is the best member for me though. He was the most fun to put together, he's got the most interesting look, and he's got the minifig head that uses a hat for expression, so that's always a plus. In 11th place, we have the Mixopolis City Police Department. Cuffs, great. Long are the law, perfect playable stuff, a really fun character. Busto, very simple, but works surprisingly well. I like how he is specifically designed to interact with the Nixel of the tribe, and I love his cute, derpy looking face. Tickets, still a bit of a letdown. They needed to add an extra pair of wheels on him and he'd be perfect, but he's a terrible runner otherwise and just looks really clumsily thrown together. And lastly, for part 2, just sneaking into the top 10, we have the Medics. With Sergio, the moving head is pretty cool, and he's got some cool accessories like the syringe and hammer, but I wish they could do more. I wish they could have put something in his little door tummy. Scrubs, while yes, a better runner than Tickets, doesn't really have a lot of playability otherwise. Tooth, meanwhile, perfect design. No notes. Everything about him is just great. To be continued in part 3. This is every LEGO Mixels Tribe Ranked, part 3. In 9th place, we have the OG Glorpcorp. Glom looks really cool. I love the snot pieces, and I love how posable his legs are as well. You can have so much fun with those. Glurt is my favorite member of the tribe. I love his dog design. He is one of the most perfect animal resembling Mixels. And Tord's pretty solid, surprising amount of movability given his look, and I like the use of the starfish pieces for slime on his hands, and his beaky mouth reminds me of Flames. In 8th place, we have the Trashos. I like how Gobble can move pretty solidly, and the fact that he's got 2 jaws that can move up and down simultaneously of each other is pretty decent, just like an actual dumpster bin. Sweeps resembles a squirrel, and I quite like it, but you can't really use the street sweepers in any way. It's a bit underwhelming. Compacts, though, pretty solid. Rolls around pretty smoothly, despite having only 2 wheels. You can get his arms nice up close to bring stuff into his mouth, and you can empty it out again. He's very playable, definitely my favorite member of the tribe. In 7th place, we have the pretty cool Ninjas tribe. Cobrax is great, resembles a snake really nicely, but I do wish he could be positioned on the ground and move like an actual snake rather than just be sort of stood upright the whole time. Spinzer's more of a standout, and I do like the little clip piece on the side of his head to represent a knot in a bandana. Misto, again, a surprising one for me. I love his hat and how expressive he can be, but I do wish he just had a little more going on in the arm department. In 6th place, we have the Pirates. Sharks, obviously a shark, looks great. I love the hat, I love the boot, I love the peg leg and how you can store treasure in it, and I love the eye patch as well. Skulls is the same, he's got an eye patch and a peg leg, but you can't store treasure in his peg leg. Instead, he stores treasure behind his eye patch. Pretty cool. He's also kills 2 birds in 1 stone with being both a skull, but also using the bottom of a clam as his mouthpiece. Quite an interesting design choice. And I love the flag on the back to represent the back of his bandana. Loot's a pretty weird one. I don't hate him, but he just sort of like feels a little bit out of place among the tribe. Still a cool character to build and play with though. Rounding out the top 5, we have the Munchos in 5th place. Snacks looks great. I love the big bulging cheeks. He's got a little bit of decent neck movability as well. Burb, 4 arms, can feed himself multiple times. Great stuff. Although I wish his mouth was a little bit easier to open. Vakawak is just great. I love the 2 personalities, one being the mouth, one being the stomach, and how you can see inside Wacker's belly. Very cool design choice. In 4th place, we have the Medievals. Camelot looks really great. Looks like a moving castle. Wish his mouth was a bit clearer though. Mixel, don't hate him, but he's not the standout member of the tribe for me. His catapult is a little bit hit or miss. Paladin just looks like a goofy fictional horse. I love him a lot. In 3rd place, we have the Mixies. As I praised Jamsy before, he just came together as a guitar really nicely. I love how they were able to incorporate an opening mouth into that build. Tapsy's not awful, but he sort of just like doesn't really do anything for me. He's more of a cymbal kit than a drum kit, but he's got some nice posability. Trumpsy, I also really like. I love the big puffed up cheeks again. He's got nice movability in the head. He just serves his purpose really nicely as well. 2nd place, I believe, rightly goes to the Spikles tribe. Footy, sort of like a much better version of Glomp, in my opinion, with the same amount of movability in the legs, but with cooler leg design and razor sharp toenails that are amazing. Scorpy, as we all know, my favorite Mixel of all time. He's just so cute and fun and innocent, but he's got nice amounts of movability as well. I love it. And Hoogie, he looks really derpy as well, and I love his big hands, and I just love the idea of him going, Hoogie, you want a Hoogie? And the best Lego Mixels tribe, to no one's surprise, of course it's the Clinkers. Gox, so much posability, love the golden moustache, and the gear that turns his eye. Jinky, as I mentioned before, one of my favorite Mixels. Really satisfying, lots of movability as well. Camzo, again, really solid as well. So much movability with the eyes and the giant wrench hand. This tribe just hits it out of the park when it comes to design. Mixels never got better than this, and it never will because it's over. See you in the next video. Bye-bye. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. All 81 LEGO Mixels ranked. 81. Magnifo, 80. Nerdnord, 79. Tickets, 78. Zaptor, 77. Spug, 76. Meltus, 75. Fleur, 74. Tungster, 73. Hydro, 72. Mike, 71. Flane, 70. Turg, 69. Gobber, 68, Slusho, 67, Volk, 66, Teslo, 65, Slumbo, 64, Bernard, 63, Screeno, 62, Tentro, 61, Chomley, 60, Camster, 59, Arquad, 58, Rocket, 57, Seismo, 56, Torts, 55, Wuzzo, 54, Scrubs, 53, Nixbert, 52, Globert, 51, Krog, 50, Chilbo, 49, Crader, 48, Sergio, 47, Gobble, 46, Cram, 45, Flameser, 44, Lunk, 43 Shuff, 42 Mixadel, 41 Cobrax, 40 Forks, 39 Glomp, 38 Vampos, 37 Gurgle, 36 Sweeps, 35 Snoof, 34 Craw, 33 Zorch, 32 Tapsy, 31 Loot, 30 Bulk, 29 Boogly, 28 Vakawaka, 27 Busto, 26 Jog, 25 Snacks, 24 Splasho, 23 Wizwaz, 22 Dribble, 21 Sharks, 20 Trumpsy, 19 Mesmo, 18 Skullsy, 17 Misto, 16 Footy, 15 Spinzer, 14 Tooth, 13 Hoogie, 12 Camzo, 11 Burp, 10 Cuffs, 9 Compacts, 8 Camelot, 7 Gox, 6 Paladum, 5 Glurt, 4 Velectro, 3 Jamsy, 2 Jinky, and 1 Scorpy. Thank you for watching. I've been amazing, you've been amazing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.